Hey, everybody, this is Rapping Sports with Jax for the J today, to the X at X.com. Go to the website. How we all doing today? And as a Devil fan, well, after the Florida game, not too good. But I tell you what, the Devils came out 22 shots on goal. They looked like world beaters in that first period. Like they were going to just run Florida right out of the building. And at the time they only had a 1-0 lead, and then they come down and they score kind of a soft goal late, and then Florida just turned it around on them. But the thing that I'm curious about the Devils is I'd like to see one thing, and it's fate that helps. I would like to one time just see, and I don't know if it can ever happen because, like I say, it's fate. I'd like to see 5 players play 40 games together this year, and I think if that happens, Devils will make the playoff easy, and that would be Heischer, Hughes, Mercer, Hamilton, and Blackwood to all play 40 games together at some point this year. I really believe if they can do that and somehow it happens and no one gets hurt, I think the Devils will make the playoffs this year with no problem. I mean, the Devils look okay right now, even though I didn't like what they did. Because if you think about it, they gave up the 4 goals, and then Bernier comes in and they holds them down, and the Devils don't really score anymore because Knight looked good. They had breakaways. And another thing I wish the Devils would do before I get into the rest of the story, they never on their breakaway shoot the puck high. I always notice they're shooting it, trying to get the puck to the legs, trying to get the puck to the corners. But notice, none of the Devils, even in shootouts, they do not shoot the puck high into the corners. And if you watch some of the other shootouts, most of the shootout goals are scored in the higher parts of the net. They're people trying to pick corners, and a lot of times you're not going to beat the goalies through their legs because a lot of these goalies are big goalies, and it's going to be hard to do it. But the Devils really need to shoot the puck high every once in a while. Brad, every breakaway, and he's the one that scores because he's tricky. Well, we'll say that. He's the only one that I see that does not shoot the puck high. As a matter of fact, the last couple of goals that I believe Hughes got when he was playing, he was shooting the puck higher in the net. He was putting it where grandma hides the cookies. And that's what the Devils don't do enough on their breakaways. They got to start putting the puck high in the net because if the goalie sees some players putting it high and doing some, it'll balance out and it might confuse them. They really got to start learning on their breakaways to pop the puck in the net and maybe sometimes just shoot it a little quicker. Don't wait till you get right up on the goalie and shoot the puck. Fire it. Fire it from 5 feet out and just rip it and see what happens as you're coming in. Anyway, and I think injury problems because when you bring up the young kids, you're not sure. The Devils' power play is really, really hurt. Hamilton, you had him to go combine with Hughes. So if you want to put them together, you want to split them into 1 and 2. Hughes really hurts the power play right now. You can see it. And having both of them players on, I just want to see it once to see Hughes and Hamilton both working the same power play because that would be an awesome power play. Unfortunately, we haven't seen it this year, and it's just bad luck right now. Now, I'm hearing that Hughes finally got out of his cast, so we'll see. Or not his cast, he had a sling. Finally got out of that, but we're not hearing much about it, and you probably won't. And you should bring him back till he's 100%. That's the one thing I believe in. Don't bring somebody in 80, 85%, 85% and try to rush them back. But to me, that's what the Devils need. They need luck. They need somehow to have 5 play 40, and if I think that happens, the Devils will make the playoffs. Because to me, now that I've kind of watched the rest of the NHL a little bit, I can see which teams. You guys can see too which teams are better, which teams are not. Some teams are kind of puzzling, can't quite figure them out whether they're going to not. But for the most part, you can see. And Devils seem like they're going to be right on that fringe. They're going to be 7, 8, 9, somewhere in that range. But for them to actually make it, plus they got the one other factor. They still got a lot of cap space. So if they needed to make a move and take on a bigger salary, they could. Will they? I guess we'll see. I believe if the Devils are in it at the time, they will make some kind of big move. There are a few teams that can do this out there. The Devils are one of those teams where they can take on a big salary from one of the lower players. And I think that's going to happen if the Devils are in it. If they fall out of it, which I don't think they're going to fall out of it. I think they're playing well without Hughes and without Wood. They're doing pretty good. They're hanging there enough. I mean, they got to play Florida and they got to play Tampa. I mean, anybody goes to their rink that's going to play these teams are going to have a hard time. So these are not easy games. These are challenging games for the Devils right here. So we'll see how it goes. But I think most of the league is pretty even. Carolina, Tampa's still Tampa, so don't let them fool you. Now they're starting to get a little bit on a roll. Florida is actually very good this year. We're still trying to figure out about the Bruins and a few of the other teams. That's who the Devils are going to be battling with: the Bruins, the Flyers, the Rangers. These are the teams that they're going to be looking for that last spot. Pittsburgh is starting to Pittsburgh's in the danger zone right now where they got to be careful, but they are getting back from some of these injuries, and you got to see how that goes. But without going through all the teams in the league, Devils are easily going to compete with these teams. Not saying any guaranteed wins, but I think any team in the league that becomes healthy is going to have an advantage. So it's like the healthiest teams are probably going to win, and then you need some diamond in the roughs, which the Devils with Mercer might have found one. This kid is unbelievable. He's a smart hockey player. He grinds at the same time he skates, and he has a little bit of swagger about him. So I like what I'm seeing with him. And now he'll be your third line center. What centers that the Devils have right now? This will be unbelievable when it all works out. And then we'll see how it goes. But that's the key to me is the teams. It seems like now that are going to be the most healthiest, even not the Devils, are the ones that are probably going to come up top and win and make their playoffs, or at least have nice playoff runs to the end. But we'll see what the Devils can do. Disappointing. Their next game's against Tampa, another tough game. You have to go into Tampa. Tampa's starting to roll right now. That's not to say that the Devils can't beat them. They got to concentrate a little bit more. And I wish they would kind of switch to the defense just a little bit. I like to see Siegenthaler play with Smith and maybe Severson play with Subban. I think Smith will be able to let his offensive prowess go out if you have Siegenthaler there, which is a little bit more defensive minded. Plus, you have a little bit of size, and then I wouldn't worry so much defensively. And Subban and Severson, they're a little bit more veteran-y because they both been around a little bit. Veteran is not even a word, but you know what I mean. And I think they would be better combined together right now. So I think you should just do that little tweak, at least try it for a couple of games and see. And then with the rest, it all comes down to burying the puck for the Devils. I mean, 22 shots against Florida. They should have came out better. They need to shoot the puck high on breakaways every once in a while, and then maybe things will change for them. Anyway, this is Rapid Sports with Jax, with the J to the A to the X at X.com. Go over to the website. Hey, check out my things at the bottom. I got a few things, nice shirts you can buy, jerseys and stuff like that. I get credit if you pick it out. The sponsor of the show is the Clutter Program. Just check it out. They help invigorate your life. They help organize everything. It's like it has meditation in the cluttered apartments. It's a nice little book to read. It's nice and fancy. You can always go back and refer to it when you need it. Anyway, I'm going to end the show here. This is Rapping Sports. This is John. See you later. Bye.